Hello again. Today's video will be on how to create beautiful custom album pages using AlbumGen and EasyStamp. I recently got a call from a collector who wanted to create a custom album for his U.S. Marine Corps stamp collection. He's a retired Marine Corps officer and wanted to have the U.S. Marine Corps seal on his pages with minimal borders. So I showed him how easy it was with AlbumGen and EasyStamp and got him on his way in just a few minutes. Here's the sample pages we built together in under 15 minutes. I've since received an email from him and he has now used the template we built together and he's created an album with over 50 pages for his collection. So first let's show you how we created this template and how you can do the same for any collection. Let's have a quick glance at what we did. So first page that you see here is the U.S. Marine Corps logo and the page title and some stamps. Let's go to the next page. So this one you'll see a slightly different logo and a page with no border or title. And then I just copied the original page, and then the last page has the same alternate logo, but what we've done is we've added a slightly different arrangement here, and I'll get to that later on. Okay, so let's start with a new album and we'll recreate these pages. So I'm going to go to File, New Album, and now we have a blank page ready to go. So the first thing we do is I'm going to add the logo which I've previously prepared. So I'm going to place a frame on the page. I'm going to right click on it and go to Image, Add Change. I'm going to add my logo. I'm going to right click again and go to Properties. I'm going to change the size of the box and I'm going to get rid of the space inside the frame and change that to 0. And I'm going to change the border style to no border. And now I'm going to move this, and now I'm going to center it on the page. And there we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add the title. So I'm going to right click on the page setup. I'm going to go to header footer. And now I'm going to type in my title. I'm going to change the font to an 18. And it's bold. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to import some images from EasyStamp. So let's switch over to EasyStamp, which I've already got running. And I'm going to grab these ones here. I'm going to bookmark them. And then I'm going to export them to AlbumGen. I'm going to switch to AlbumGen, and we're going to go to File, Edit, and multi-import from EasyStamp. So I'm going to take all these, I'm going to copy them, actually I'm going to cut them, and I'm going to paste them, and now I'm going to rearrange them the way that I want. So what I'm going to do is move these guys down here for now. Okay, they don't have to be perfectly aligned. So right now the first thing I'm going to do is distribute them horizontally so that they're evenly spaced. And now I'm going to align them. This is my reference object. I'm going to hold the Shift key and select the other ones and align them so that they're evenly spaced. And now I'm going to group that item, Control G. And now I'm going to center it on the page. And then I'm going to just move it down a little bit where I think I want it. And then I'm going to take the other stamps and move them the way that I want. So I'm going to align this stamp to this guy here. So I'm going to align it to the left. And this one I'm going to align to the right. And then this one I'm just going to center. And then I'm going to Move it up a bit. This guy needs to be aligned to the top. Okay, so we've basically recreated that first page. Okay, so now I'm going to create the second type of page. So I'm going to insert a page. So I'm going to go to Page, Insert at End. And what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to use the different logo. So I'm going to add a frame again. I'm going to right click, go to Image, Add Change. I'm going to add my logo. I'm going to right click again and go to Properties, change it to the size that I want. I'm going to get rid of the space inside, and I'm going to change the border style to no border. And now I'm just going to move it. Now, if you remember, that other page had no border and no frame. So we right click on the page, go to Page Setup. I'm going to get rid of the title for this one. And then for the margins, I'm going to change the top margin to 5 and the bottom margin to 5 and the border width to 0.01, which will basically make it disappear. Now, I want no border, so I don't even want this to show. So we right click, go to Page Setup, and then for border style, we're going to go to no border. All right, now this, and then we'll just put this at the top. We can force it right to the top. And you can faintly see that border, that little grayed line. When you hold down the Escape key, you'll see that there's a faint line there. That will not print. That's just like a guide to show you where the stamps will, where the page border is. So let's import some stamps from Easy Stamp again. So we're going to go back, and this time I'm going to grab these 4 or 5, and I'm going to bookmark them, and I'm going to export them to AlbumGen. Switch back to AlbumGen, and we're going to export them again. And then we're going to take all these and move them back into the page that we had. And now we're going to rearrange them the way that I want. So we'll do this. So we'll align these two, shift and select the first object, which becomes the reference object, and then we're going to align to the top. So those two are aligned. And then I'm going to space them out a little bit more. And now I'm going to align the other ones. And now we'll align the tops of these. And then we're going to take this one and center it on the page. I'm going to move it up a bit. And there we are. So now let's do a little bit more of a fancy page. So first thing I'm going to do is add a new page at the end. So I'm going to, I think I actually have one here. Okay, so here's our blank page. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set the margins to 5 top and bottom, which I've already done because I copied the page, but I want to go through the process and show you again. So you go to margins and adjust them the way that you want. We can change the border width. So, and this again, this gray line is just to show you where the page border is. I have changed this border style to no border. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add some text. Actually, first we're going to add that that logo. So right click, go to Image, Add Change. We'll add this again, and right click again and change that to 45. And then we're going to move that to centered on the page and move it to the top. Okay, so now what I want to do is I still want to show the United States Marine Corps page title, but we'll do it slightly different. So I'm going to take a text object and put it on the page. And then I'm going to make that bold, and it's 20, and there it is. So I'm going to move it roughly where I think I want it. And then I'm going to add another one, and this one will be Marine Corps. So now what I want is I want these two pieces of text to be aligned to each other in terms of height. So there they are. Now what I'm going to do is I want to move this piece of text over just a little bit. And now I want to center all three of these. So I'm going to distribute them. And now we're going to add a horizontal line. So I'm just going to draw it and then move it into place. And what I'm going to do is copy it. So Control C, and then Control V, and then, whoops, and then move it onto the other side. And now we're going to align these two lines to each other. And we're going to center those lines against the text. And we'll do the same on this side. And there we are. So this is a slightly different kind of page than the others that we had done, but it just goes to show you that there is really no limits to the kind of pages that you can create using AlbumGen and EasyStamp. There's a lot of alignment options in AlbumGen, so don't be worried. Just, when you hover over any item, you'll get a brief description of what these all these functions do. And once you get familiar with all these alignments, you'll quickly know how to use them all. There's one more thing I want to show you in EasyStamp, and that is the global search option. And let me close this. So what I had done prior to starting the video, I had done a global search for Marine Corps, and the results grabbed a bunch of stamps from all sorts of different countries. But I'm quite certain that that's how my Marine friend got his collection organized. So in EasyStamp, you can just double click on each one of these, it'll switch to that country. So you can use any country, multiple countries at the same time while you are in EasyStamp. So before I close, I'm going to leave you with one final thought, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye for now.